Welcome to the TMclass tutorial. TMclass is a centralised classification portal that gives you access not only to a harmonised database valid within the EU, but also to databases from around the world. The aim of this demonstration is to explain the different features TMclass provides. Primarily, we are going to show you how to create a list of goods and services using a database of terms pre-approved by all the European Union intellectual property offices. This database is known as the HDB Harmonised Database. We will also show you how to validate a list of goods and services against EU and non-EU databases. TMclass main features are: search for the goods and services that the mark will be used for, build a list of goods and services by selecting terms from the available databases, translate your list of terms, validate your list against, for example, WIPO, seeing what is pre-accepted by this database. Users can access TMclass on the internet free of charge. TMclass interface. TMclass interface is available in all the EU languages and some non-EU languages. A news section provides a monthly roundup of everything new in the world of TMclass. For example, new terms, amended terms, new countries that have joined or are planning to join the tool. Click in Classification Resources to view lists of the NIS class headings, NIS general remarks and explanatory notes. The harmonised list of rejected terms can also be accessed via this menu. Browsing in TMclass. Click Browse in order to carry out a blank search. In the results table, the terms from the HDB will be included. You can see here that this is selected by default. The number of HDB terms changes every day as we add new terms or remove old terms and database errors. The HDB has been pre-approved by all the IP offices of the European Union. It is therefore available in all the European Union languages. Every translation has been checked by the intellectual property offices that accept applications in that language. Let's give you an example. I have a trademark name for my new bicycle rental business, but I don't know the classification terminology that I should use to apply for a European Union trademark. How would you find the term bicycle rental services through a blank search? You can use the taxonomy on the left. This is a system that structures the goods and services into groups of terms that share similar characteristics and that belong to the same market sector. It is organised hierarchically from the most general to the most specific. But before we go any further, please be aware if you click on the disclaimer, you can see that the taxonomy is for information and browsing purposes only. OK, let's go back to the bicycle rental. As this is a service, we will go to the bottom part of the taxonomy structure where the 11 groups of services appear. By hovering over each class, we can see an indication of the contents for each class. Let's have a look. Class 35, Advertising, Business Management, Business Administration. Class 36, Insurance, Financial Affairs, Monetary Affairs. Class 37, Construction, Repair, Installation Services. Class 38, Class 39, Transport. Click on the triangle next to each class to see the groups or subgroups. Use the left part to browse through these various groups and subgroups to find the one that describes the sort of service you are looking for. Excellent, we have found rental of means of transportation. What happens if we click on rental of means of transportation? When we click on a group, the terms within that group are displayed in the results table. They can then be selected to create lists of goods and services. Bicycle rental appears in the list of results. Let's explain the various settings of the results table. The thread or breadcrumb in the results window shows where you are in the taxonomy, and the results table immediately below displays the total number of results found. From left to right. A box to be ticked in order to create a list of goods and services. We will explain later how to do this. The class, the term, and several columns showing in which database the term has been found. Searching for a specific term in TMclass. How do you search for keywords that you already have? Let's enter car in the search terms and make sure the HDB box is ticked, as we want to use the taxonomy. The taxonomy is only available with the harmonised database. Switching from singular to plural during the search for a term that has an impact on the search. Searching for cars in the plural will narrow it down and produce more predictable results. If we click in the black grid next to the Nice class search bar, we can limit the search by selecting all goods. Alternatively, you can also select the classes individually. Terms are sorted by relevance. By simply clicking on the class column name, we sort the displayed terms by class. We can also reverse the order so that the results displayed start with the highest class. And by simply clicking on the term column name, we sort the displayed terms alphabetically. We have seen the options for performing a simple search, blank search, and search for a keyword. What is the advantage of using an advanced criteria search? By default, the search mode is word prefix. But there are other search options. Full phrase finds the word within a phrase. Exact match, word suffix. This is very useful for users searching for terms in Germanic languages. It is also possible to show only master terms and create a shorter list of goods and services. Classification sources. If we come back to the search results, we can have a closer look at the other columns where green dots are displayed. These are the different classification sources. If the term is included in one of them, the source will be indicated by a green dot. In this case, the term cars in class 12 is a term accepted by harmonised offices. We see that cars is also a Nice term, and that this term is also included in the MGS database, which is the WIPO database for international trademark applications, the Madrid system. It is also included in the ID list. The ID list, or ID-LE, is a pre-approved list of goods and services. It is constantly being developed and is used by the TM5 group partners from Japan, South Korea, China, USA and EU. In the results table, there is also a column without a green dot. There is no green dot because cars is not included in this source. This is the case with GRU, namely the group titles in the taxonomy. Can I change the columns that appear? Yes, using the Show Sources and Offices feature. As you can see, all the options are selected by default. Having confirmed that cars is a harmonised term and therefore pre-approved by all IP offices of the European Union, users can access this term in all the European Union languages. By clicking on the green dot in the Harm column, the user is directed to the page containing all its translations. The harmonised database contains terms that are grouped into concepts. Concepts are groups of equivalent terms with the same scope of protection. One of these terms will be chosen as the master term and will be translated into the 23 EU languages. The other terms are called variants, which may be different in each of the languages. Let's look at cars again. In this case, in French, voitures, cars, is the master term, and automobiles is the only variant. If we look at the English entry, for example, we can see that voitures, master term, has been translated as cars, but 3 other variants have been added by those offices whose official language is English. Create, translate and validate a list of terms. Let's create a list. Let's go back to our bicycle rental business. It is highly possible that, in the near future, our company will also want to offer its customers the opportunity to hire watercraft, boats, motorboats, rowing boats, bicycles and mopeds. It is therefore beneficial to select all these terms and add them to the list of goods and services. We will again use the taxonomy structure. As we did before, we will browse in Class 39. We click on Rental of Means of Transportation. And we select Bicycle Rental, Boat Hire and Boat Rental. The My List section now appears in yellow. When we click on My List, a new window opens showing the full list. All the participating offices that accept applications in the selected language are listed. The green tick shows acceptance in applications, that is, terms contained in the database. The absence of a green tick means that a term is not pre-accepted, however, it may still go through an application. If we want to remove a term from the list, we click on the bin and confirm. For security reasons, export to e-filing does not currently work, but you can clear My List and carry out actions. That is, download the file in multiple formats. Download as text file can be used to attach the selection to most types of e-filing in Europe. Having created our list of services, how can we now translate it? In Translation Tools, top of the page, you can either translate term or translate list of terms. Let's translate our list. We need to import My List and select the translation language. In this case, French. And click on Class 39. Another option is to paste the list class by class where terms are separated by a semicolon. Then we click on Translate. Class 39 is selected. We then have to select the terms one by one so that they appear in My List and so that users can export them. If you select My List again, you can see that there is now a second column in French. Validate. Having created and translated our list, we now want to validate it. Under Classification Tools, click on Verify List of Terms. Select the language and the offices in which you want your terms verified. This feature is useful if you have a list that you have used for a European application but that you later want to check, for example, against the WIPO for a Madrid application. Then, as before, import your list of goods and services from My List. It is very important to select the Advanced Linguistic Matching checkbox when you validate your list of goods and services. This option activates an algorithm with a set of linguistic rules, providing you with more possibilities of matches or equivalent terms included in the Office database previously selected. Click on Class 39 and Verify. Propose new terms. If you search for a term and cannot find it, but want it to be included in the database, as with all the harmonised offices, you can contact the national offices or EUIPO. The contact email for EUIPO is information@euipo.europa.eu. Note that any HDB proposal must be assessed by EU IPO's experts and adopted by all the national offices. Voting takes place once a month, and if half or more of the national offices agree, the term will be included on the first day of the following month. Thank you for watching.